fingers, display screen, etc. Okay. So next topic is properties of environment. As I said before, environment is nothing but the outside world or internet something. Okay. So actually, agent which will observe something from the environment point. So an environment is everything in the world which surround the agents, but it is not a part of a agent itself. Okay. So the environment is where agent lives, operates, and provide the agent with something to sense and act upon. So there will be a fully observable environment and partially observable environment. So in fully observable environment means the sensor will be get all the informations about the environment, a complete state of the environment, then it is called fully observable environment. If it is get only a partial informations from the environment, then it is a partially observable environment. So examples for fully observable environment is chessboard. So examples for partially observable environment is driving a car. Okay, so the environment will be categorized into the different ways: deterministic, stochastic. So deterministic means the environment the agent, if an agent's current state and selected actions can completely determine the next state of environment. So we can able to determine the next state of environment. That type of environment is called deterministic. If you can't able to determine the next state of environment, it actually is random in nature means then it is a stochastic environment. So in a deterministic, it is fully observable environment, whereas in an stochastic is not a fully observable environment. And next category is episodic and a sequential. So episodic environment means there is a series of one shot of actions and only the current percept is required for the actions. So it only get a current receiver, current input for making the actions. Whereas sequential environment means it need a memory to save a past action. Determine the best solution by using those past actions. That is called a sequential environment. And then single agent and multiple agent means environment with only one agent, then it is called a single agent environment. Multi-agent means this environment which will be having a two or more agent, then it is called a multi-agent environment. Static versus dynamic means environment cannot change itself for any effect will be happened, means any effect or sensor will be happened by agent means then it is called static environment. If the environment can change itself means then it is called dynamic environment. So discrete and continuous environment means there will be a finite number of percepts and action that can be performed within it. Then it is a discrete environment. We can able to make a counter number of percepts and action can able to be done in an environment. Then it is called a discrete environment. Whereas continuous means it is just opposite to the discrete environment. Okay, whereas in chess is an example for discrete environment. Self-driving car is an example for continuous environment. A known versus unknown environment. Known means we are actually comes to know the actions of a particular environment, then it is a known environment. The result of all action can able to know by the agent, then it is a known environment. If doesn't known by the agent, then it is an unknown environment. Accessible versus inaccessible means if agent can obtain complete and accurate information about the environment, then it is called an accessible environment, else it is called the inaccessible environment. So next topic is a task environment means which are essentially the problems to which rational agent or the solutions. So task environment means there is nothing but a problem, whereas Rational agents are the only solution for those task environment. So there will be a PES form for an agent. A P is for performance, E is for environment, A for actuator, and S for sensors. A performance is nothing but the output which we get from the agent. So all the necessary result that the agent gives after processing comes under its performance. Environment is the agent actually surrounding things, that is called an environment. Actuator is a device, hardware, software, which agent can perform any actions or process any information to produce a result. Then it's called an actuator. A sensor, agent can observe and perceive its environment. That is called a sensor of the agent. So this is an examples of agent types and Ps. So look at this first one, medical diagnosis system. So in that performances, healthy patient reduced cost. Environment is a patient, hospitals and staff. The actuators for this, that is an output is displays of questions, test, diagnosis, treatment, that is all the actuator. A sensor will be a keyboard entry of symptoms, finding patient's answer. So these are the typical agents piece descriptions. Okay. So next topic will be a types of agent. So agent will be in a different types: simple reflex agent, model-based reflex agent, goal-based reflex agent, utility-based reflex agent, learning agent. A simple reflex agent means immediate actions for the sensor with which it will get. So that is called a simplest reflex agent. It is a simplest agent. It takes decision on based on the current percepts. So it only have a current input. Based on the current input, it will be behave in an immediate way. So it ignore the past state. It only have a current state. Based on the current state, the agent will be behave. Then it is a simple reflex agent. It will be succeed only in a fully observable environment. So it doesn't have a history, past perspective for its decisions and action process. Okay. Simplest reflex agents works on condition action rule. That is if then rule. So it will check condition. If it is condition is okay, then it will take an action. So that is called a simple reflex agent. So it will be getting an input and perform, and it will be produce an output in an immediate way. So that is called the simple reflex agent. The next type will be a model-based reflex agent. Actually, this agent will be work only in partially observable environment. So look at the above diagram, that is for reflex, simple reflex agent. It will get a current state through a sensor, and that is nothing but what the world is like now, current state. So by using the current state, it will be having a condition action rule. If the current state just like this, then what will be my action? So based on that, it will produce an action. That actions will be change the environment to the actuators. So that is called a simple reflex agent. Whereas model-based reflex agent is, it will work only in partially observable environment. It is actually track the situations. So model-based, a model is a knowledge about how things happened in the world. So it is called a model-based agent. And internal state, current state based on the perceptive history. So it will be based on history which we will already having. So the agents have the model which is knowledge of the world, and based on the models they perform an actions. This is called the model-based reflex agent. So look at this diagram. It will get input from receive through the sensor what the world is like now, that is its current state, and what the world is evolves, that is its a past state, and what my actions do. Then those actions will becomes to the if then rule, condition action rule, check, and it will behave actions and change the environment in those ways. Goal based agent means the knowledge of the current state is not always sufficient to decide an agent what to do. So agent need to know its goal, which describe desirable situation. So goal-based agent expand the capabilities of the model-based agent by having those goal information. So they choose an action so that they can achieve the goal. So look at this diagrammatic representation. It will get sense something in the environment that is called a current state, and it will be checking with the current state, with the past state, what are actions to do. Based on that, it will create one action to do. We're going to check whether the action will be a goal or not. So based on the goal, it will change the environment. That is called goal-based agent. Utility-based agent is, utility is nothing but a measurement of level of happiness. So it will based on the happiness level, happiness state. So it will be checked whether a person will be happy in a particular state or not. Based on the happiness level, it will be behave. So it is actually not based on a goal. It is actually based on the best way to achieve a goal. So that is called the utility-based agent. So look at this diagram. It will get input sense through a sensor, current state, and it will be checked with the past history, what an action to be do, having some actions, and it will be checked the utility of an action. That is how happy I will be in particular state. So based on my happiness, the action will be performed and it will change the environment. So that is called utility-based agent. So learning agent, next types of agents is learning agents that it actually learn from the experience and behave by its own, which can learn from its past experience, or it has a certain capabilities that is called learning agent. It is has a 4 components: learning element, critic, performance element, problem generator. Learning element is responsible for making improvements by learning from environment. It will just learn from the environment and making improvements. That responsibility comes to the learning element. Critic means learning element take a feedback from critic which describe how well the agent is doing with respect to a fixed performance standard. A performance element, it is responsible for selecting external action.